If you like Jaiden Animations, you're an idiot and it's time to man up. I come back to YouTube and some of the first few things I see are a bunch of lies that Jaiden has been spewing out about who she is in order to get free attention from her fanbase, and it's honestly sickening how stupid her audience is to fall for this stuff.
I've come to realize that I'm ARO-ACE, which stands for Aromantic Asexual. And I know what you're thinking. That's not gay, what the hell is that? And you know what? That is completely fair, because I didn't know what that was either.
Alright, first of all, what are these stupid looking flags used to represent people? And what happened to the LGBT flag after I got put in the coma from that fiery photo I had with the mob? I mean, look at this. Whose dumbass idea was it to put a brown line over it? It looks like someone smeared a shit line across. Honestly, it looks so stupid. Second, she goes on to say she's aromantic asexual, and hold on, asexual? Jaiden, are you trying to say you're a goddamn amoeba? No way in hell are you asexual unless you're over here dividing and making clones of yourself, you idiot. Honestly, I can't believe your fans are so stupid they didn't even think this would be possible. Second, she says she's aromantic. She doesn't feel romantic attraction. Now, first of all here, lady, there's a term for that. It's called being a lonely, single 1950s woman who can't get a man. Now, I'm sure it's hard finding a proper man out there when your fan base of weak, pathetic beta males that have an idea of physical exercise that only involves talking to people because they're so socially awkward, and their sheer number and presence blocks the vision from the people that have actually touched a weight at least once in their lives. But I promise you, you can't just be surrounded by losers and just say, oh wow, no one was attracted to me. I guess I have to wave a flag around that has colors that looks like it was stolen from a fucking creeper. You really thought you could sneak that by me, Jaiden? You think that I wouldn't be able to notice the obvious lies? I saw through that lie the moment it was uttered. And then she tries to sneak this by me.
I have never been magnetically attracted to the look or shape of a single person in my entire life, and did not realize it was a real thing until very recently. I'm able to identify when someone looks conventionally attractive, like by textbook definition, but I never realized people are genuinely drawn to people they think are attractive.
And all of a sudden, everything was explained at once. The reason why she's been saying she hasn't found anyone attractive, the reason she's so confused about what she likes, is because she's a fucking furry. Do you notice how she described someone as conventionally attractive and then put a guy with the head of a Pokemon on the screen? The evidence is lining up that hides her true intentions. I couldn't believe it when I found out that she was that much of a degenerate. Imagine how her fans would react when they found out that their favorite storytime animator found Pikachu hot. She also did something even more incriminating in this next clip that just shows the truth behind her actions and why she thought about making this video in the first place.
When I stumbled onto the term ARO-ACE and started realizing I fall into that category, it helped me feel much more confident and sure of myself. I've read a lot about how people say they felt broken or that something was wrong with them, but honestly, I was the complete opposite. Coming from my very biased perspective, I think ARO-ACE is one of, if not the coolest and most confident orientations out there. Not needing a single gram of romantic or intimate validation from anyone is so cool. All you need is yourself to be happy, maybe friends and family too, and birds.
This is where she reveals the truth behind her actions. She looked up ARO-ACE and thought it would be badass to act like she was it. And the evidence that I have for this is if you notice the colors for the asexual flag actually match the color scheme of her character when you put them side to side. This just goes to show that she chose this on purpose, all for the sake of having an identity that matches her character's colors and an excuse to show off the flag. Another point I have to make, because Jaiden is just a pathological lying psychopath, is that Jaiden says she's ARO-ACE because she's awkward and wants to have an excuse to avoid social settings. Watch this clip of her describing a date she went on with a guy.
I'll go to the movies, and since I literally don't know anything about this person, we didn't know what to talk about the whole time. It was all just flop conversations like, so how was your day? Good, how about you? Good. What's your favorite color? It was really, I can't, It was scarring. Like, I'm serious. I will never accept any movie invitations unless it's with close friends or family. Ever. All that comes to my mind when I think—
You're telling me you went on a date with a guy you barely talked to, asked him nothing about him beforehand, and didn't have the slightest hindsight to at least think it would be awkward? If you were that clueless, it's no surprise that would be a traumatizing experience. And Jaiden took the easy way out and decided to say she was ARO-ACE to avoid social contact due to the traumatic awkwardness of her everyday life. Think about how good of an excuse it is to throw that in someone's face that you're ARO-ACE to avoid all dates, romance, and potential requests to choke the chicken of a favorite friend. You can't just avoid the real world by holding onto a flag. Sooner or later, you have to have the boldness to go out there into the real world and talk to people. Being a shut-in and avoiding the adventures of everyday life will only hold you back. That's why sometimes you have to be brave, even if you're in unknown territory. So keep that in mind, Jaiden, because I know you watch my goddamn videos. Also, I'm just putting this out there, your mom is so hot.